What can I say except we're dead soon?
Welcome back to the Valiant Shade, here with a man named Jack and wife Strawberry. Say howdy.
Bonjour.
One of these days.
Now I'm going as Dr. Straussberry.
Dr. Straussberry.
That is what I've officially changed my name to.
Excellent. Lady Dr. Straussberry. Anyways, more Epic the Musical, because it's awesome and because we can. Today we are getting into Ruthlessness, animated by Annie Flama. This one's going to be spectacular. This is one of the crowd favorite songs of the entire show. Of course, gotta get the thumbs up on the way in.
So right off the bat, what an epic, no pun intended, opening to probably one of my favorite songs of the entire track list.
Just this
Like
looming ocean horse. Ooh, like if you're, let's be real, you're on a boat, you see that, you know you're screwed. Like, that is imposing and powerful, everything a depiction of a god should be.
Exactly. I think this is one of the best horse designs for Poseidon out there. But first, before we go on, I do want to talk about how this was the song that officially got you to actually pay attention to Epic the Musical. Like, you were a casual fan, but then I showed you this one back when Jorge first released it via his own vocals before I think Steven Rodriguez was even part of the picture.
Admittedly, yes, this was the song that made me go, hey, wait, I need to know the context.
Yeah,
I need the full story.
Because I showed you this while we were standing in the kitchen one day. And I was like, hey, this song, it makes me want to, like, start a bonfire and, like, kick sand or just, like, dance around like a heathen.
More song.
Poseidon, in all my years of living, it isn't very often that I get pissed off.
Which, categorically untrue. What is it? The Gorgons would like to have a word with you about that. Specifically Medusa?
The one Gorgon, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that he was pissed off at the time. I think he was just horny.
Oof.
I tried to chill with the waves, but damn, you crossed the line. I've been so gracious, and yet you hurt the son of mine. That's right, the Cyclops you made blind is mine. No.
Yep, nope, nope, nope.
I'm left without a choice and without a doubt. Yes, the back of wolves are swimming with the shark now.
Which, I have to say,
That line goes hard.
this will be almost a direct quote of someone else's comment. I forget one of the people we've been watching, but the acknowledgement of, yeah, you guys are the wolf pack. You're dangerous. You're lethal in your own right, but you're in my turf now.
But I'm just sitting here getting into it. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe this will be a short, easy video to edit. Who knows?
I mean, this is one of those songs that just kind of captures us and takes you places.
Is it safe?
Sure, do you trust me?
What?
Do you trust me? Piss off.
This song sets up one of the major themes, musically and philosophically, for the rest of the show. It's so good. It goes so hard.
I gotta make you bleed. I need to see you drown.
More horse iconography. Always love to see it. For those not in the... Actually, you can say it. You like that trivia.
Poseidon is also the god of horses.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that I love that trivia.
No,
I don't even think I knew it before we watched someone else's reaction to this, because I always think of Poseidon as just
God of the ocean.
God of the seas.
And he is, but he is also god of horses for
which feels
some reason.
so random. Like, Seahorses I get. But horses? Is there a reason for that?
But before you go, I need to make you learn how ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Yeah, back over here, like this part of the song totally reminds me of Simba running through the desert in The Lion King. And that's a fun little piece of animation, you know? Like, it makes the song feel much more intimidating.
And also, again, as far as lines go, ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Sometimes you gotta strike first, strike hard, and show no mercy. Quote from Cobra Kai, for everyone who probably knew that already. It's like, that's kind of emblematic of like our generation's current view on culture. Like traditionalism has a lot of be good, be brave, always have the moral high ground.
Greet the world with open arms, greet the world with open arms. No.
And our generation as a whole seems to be kind of rejecting that a little bit with the love for anti-heroes, like grim Batman who beats people up, with the love for Deadpool, Moon Knight, and this entire show.
Well,
this
yeah,
bit
and
specifically,
anyone who loves Odysseus, it's because they love Odysseus for being the guy that's willing to get anything done for the people he loves.
Exactly.
Like, there is no open arms and turning the other cheek waiting for someone to slap you.
Sometimes you have to land the first strike, and if you're gonna land the first strike, you have to make it count.
I also feel like it's part of like that Carrie kind of arc, where if you don't know what Carrie is, it's a book about Carrie White. There are several billion remakes of it, but you know, Carrie is a girl who got bullied until she could not be bullied no more, and went off on people who absolutely deserved it. And I think seeing someone get so unhinged like that is in the category of oddly satisfying.
That is a very human emotion, and trying to pretend that humans don't have that innate desire for violence is a great way to repress it until you snap.
Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. You are the worst kind of good, 'cause you're not even great.
Roasted.
He is great. I love Odysseus.
But like as far as Poseidon's saying, it's like you're oh, you've got a good heart, but you're not great. Like that's man, every line in this song goes so hard.
You're just a man. But I'm a god.
A Greek who reeks of false righteousness, that's what I hate. 'Cause you fight to save lives, but won't kill and don't get the job done.
Gotta pay homage to the piano in the background. That I don't have a great ear for music, but that piano is putting a lot of work for keeping this constant feeling of tension and unease and malevolence.
I mean, you totally could have avoided all this had you just killed my son.
You need to leave.
Which again, that is a wild line. It's like, if you'd killed my son,
I wouldn't have known anything about this.
And like Poseidon almost seems, he does seem irritated by this. Like
he's just inconvenienced.
Yeah, it's partially that he's out for revenge to kill the man who blinded his son, but more than that, it's irritation, because I've got other stuff I have to do, but now I am obligated to come strike you down.
Poseidon comes off as a bit of a pothead. Just like, I was just chilling, I was just vibing, but now I gotta put on my angry pants.
Prepare to meet Mr. Angry Eyes.
And teach you a lesson, because I don't want you to get in the middle of me just chilling again. Like, how dare you? So now I've got to teach you. Now I've got to teach you not to mess with me, or I have to teach you how to become a better villain than me.
But no, you are far too nice. Mercy has a price. It's the final crack. We're about to break the ice now.
Nah, yo, hold my poodle. Hold my poodle. Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all got a problem?
You reveal your name, then you let him leave.
Okay, so that was insane. So this is the reason why I chose Anna Flamas over Neil Illustrators. Like, granted, Neil Illustrator also has a lot of manhandling in their own animatic, but this one feels so much more intense and volatile and even personal.
Like grabs him by the hair and bashes him around.
Yeah, so this is the one that makes me want to fight Poseidon on behalf of Odysseus. It's just like, don't worry, baby, I'm coming. Like, how dare you let him go?
But also this shot of the Cyclops with the blood dripping from between his fingers, that's also a hella good still.
Him live. Unlike you, I got no mercy left to give. 'Cause ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
And that's the thing, especially with all the manhandling, is Zeus, you know, from a certain point of view, tried to teach Odysseus this lesson earlier on. It's like, you gotta kill the baby before it can come back to haunt all of you. You need to finish the job while you can, while your foe's weak. You need to be ruthless now to save yourself pain later. And Poseidon is coming in like, listen, we tried to teach you this lesson once already, but you didn't get it, so let me spell it out for you.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
One of the things that it shows up a lot in horror movies, and I hate this trope every time it comes up, but there's a slasher, and the slasher villain gets like knocked out or stabbed in the leg or stunned, and the heroes will say, okay, good, this is my chance to escape, and they run away, and then they get shot or stabbed, or the guy gets back up and chases them down. No, if there's a psycho killer chasing you down, and he's stunned, you take the heel of your boot and you put it through their skull. If they've got a knife, you pick up the knife and you stab them while they are stunned.
Yeah, you make sure they're dead.
Yes, you make sure that they're dead. So many movie protagonists need to learn this lesson.
So listen to your teacher and no fighting. Play nice with the other kids, unless, of course, one of the other kids want to fight. Then you have to kick the other kid's butt.
All things with a grain of salt. You cannot and should not apply this philosophy everywhere all the time, as Poseidon will eventually learn.
Also use it in moderation. Like, there are some situations that call for open arms, and there are others that don't. That before we move on, I do want to talk about the crew is actually singing Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves, because as Poseidon is manhandling poor Odysseus over here, they are also learning that lesson, and that's going to come back in the underworld of what their final thoughts were. But I also think it's so interesting because this is one of the reasons that leads to the mutiny later on, to kind of deal with Odysseus, but also it's just Poseidon is making Odysseus look like such a bitch.
Yeah,
with
he's getting slapped around.
Yeah.
And now it is finally time to say goodbye. Today you die, unless of course you apologize for my son's pain and all his cries.
Poseidon, we meant no harm. We only hurt him to disarm him. We took no pleasure in his pain. We only wanted to escape.
Okay, I have so much to say about this. So let's break it down what Odysseus really did to Polyphemus.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he blinded poor Polyphemus. It's that you also took the sheep. And I think that needs to be more represented in the song, either through an animation or something like that. Whether or not, like, Polyphemus was friends with all the sheep or just the one, in the case where he is friends with all the sheep,
Yeah.
you took all of his friends, you took all of his pets. If anyone did that to me, I'd be out for blood too.
100%, yeah.
And in the case where it's food, how is Polyphemus supposed to hunt? Because I doubt his siblings are going to help him. They're going to be like, well, deal with it on your own. We're not helping you.
Yeah, no, definitely not. With how they kind of turned a blind eye to how he was suffering. Pun absolutely intended. I'm a man. I intend my puns. Yeah, Odysseus really did Polyphemus dirty, and he made an enemy for life.
Maybe that's another thing that's inconveniencing Poseidon. It's just like, well, now I have to hunt for him for the rest of his life. Like, he is now less self-sufficient because you blinded him.
Mm-hmm.
The line between naivety and hopefulness is almost invisible, so close your heart. The world is dark.
Darkness lurks in the pit of everyone's heart.
And ruthlessness is die.
What a haunting image. That is nightmare fuel. But also, I think it was a really interesting touch if you go back a little bit, where Odysseus's eyes become invisible after that line.
This is almost invisible, so
yeah.
Oh, interesting. My interpretation of this is that Poseidon is actively dehumanizing Odysseus. Like, this isn't a person.
True.
This isn't like a life. This is a target, and I'm just gonna snuff him out.
Yeah, there's no respect there.
Yeah, like there's no respect for the enemy. There is just the dehumanization of the enemy, turn them into a target, and then deal the final blow. Mm-hmm. But what I was gonna say, we'll put fucking Teeth Horse back on screen. Just what this song harkens back to, for me specifically, one of my core memories in high school. We had to read Orson Scott Card's Ender's Game as one of our assigned reading books, and I don't think anyone in the independent school district expected me to take that book's lesson to heart quite the way that I did. That entire book is based around this philosophy. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. With the opening chapters, spoiler alert, if you like this philosophy and you want to read a book about it, skip ahead, to where we unpause the video.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
But in the opening scene, is this kid, he's been selected to maybe be part of this program to be the next general to lead humanity against this alien invasion that's trying to wipe everyone out. He isn't selected, and then the bullies pick a fight with him, and this kid's been getting bullied for basically his entire life, and he's sick of it, so he gets the upper hand, he gets a nice sucker punch, and he knocks the main bully down, and he looks down and he has this moment of clarity. It's not enough to win this fight. I have to win every single fight we would ever have right in this moment, because I have him in a moment of weakness, and I will never have this chance again, and he lays into this bully. Like, the book very viciously describes how hard and how often he kicks this bully while he is down, and it is a violent and graphic scene, and he only walks away when he is sure that the bully is absolutely never going to fuck with him ever again for the rest of his life. If you've got an enemy and you get the upper hand, sometimes you need to make sure that they are never a threat to you ever again.
I mean, on a smaller scale, this is just how I feel about bugs. I am the type of person, like, if I see a cockroach, if I see a fly, smash it.
Yeah.
Before it bites me, before it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Mosquitoes, whatnot. And I'm sure that's how a lot of the gods view mortals.
When the ancient gods were petty and cruel, and they plagued mankind with suffering.
Back to Teeth Horse over here.
Yeah, I don't know that I have much to say about Teeth Horse, except this is another one of those designs that I think need to be canon for everybody.
Yeah, I am fairly certain that this exact still is at least partially inspired by the one creepypasta picture of horse with human teeth.
Oh, I was gonna say something like that. It actually reminds me of, like, the dog.
Yeah, Smile Dog.
Yeah, where it's just like, I think if you ever, like, took this out of context and you emailed it to someone,
yeah,
I think that would be splendid. So all of those captains, boy, those shouts are haunting. Like, This is one of those songs where it's just like, as much as I love it, hearing them scream in their final moments for their captain to come save them.
It's haunting. It's supposed to be haunting.
It's supposed to be. Like, we're leading up to that later, but it makes me feel something like visceral against Poseidon.
It is what it is. You're not supposed to enjoy that moment. Hundreds of people are being slaughtered for the mistakes of arguably a single man. Most of those soldiers didn't even hear about the Cyclops fight until after it happened. Again, he only took a small war band, probably like 30 to 50 people, into the Cyclops cave. Most of those soldiers had absolutely nothing to do with this crime, but they're still having to pay the price. Which is part of why I think when you get to the underworld and they're crying out in anguish and resentment, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't piss off
They
Poseidon.
also didn't betray Odysseus. And that's another thing, is that now Odysseus is left with the bitches who betrayed him.
Up and down and up and down and up and down and up.
I hate my life!
What have you done? When does a ripple become a tidal wave?
43 left under your command.
When does a man become a monster?
Reprising Just a Man. It's a good time for it.
Because now we are getting deeper into that arc. It's just like, how long is it going to take you to become the monster?
And when in that song, we mentioned there is the duality, when does a man become a monster? It's talking about the infant, but also Odysseus. Spoiler alert, Odysseus does become a monster by the end of this, but that question remains, is when did it happen? When did it really happen? There is a song entitled Monster. There is a sort of crystallization moment, but that moment is the result of all of the things that happened before. And I love it so much. It's such a well-built story.
I am your darkest moment.
Teeth horse!
Find me a church. I've done everything everybody else wants to do. Find me a church to go to. I need peace in my heart. I need it now.
I hate that it's glowing in the dark, but I love it too. It's so haunting. It feels so goosebumps.
Yeah, this face of just panic and fear, that is a very
Don't
relatable
touch
emotion.
Me. Get away from me. Your horse breath stank.
Like, there are a lot of, as mentioned, truly incredible animations and animatics for this song. A lot of them go in different directions. This particular one captures some of the very visceral fear.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
It's not hot Poseidon laying down the law. This is an eldritch nightmare come to take what he is owed, and it's a good look.
The monster that always draws near. Any last words?
All I gotta do is open this bag.
What?
I have a man and his name is Jesus, okay? He loves me.
Remember me.
Anna Flama, just flowers to you, honestly. That is so excellent. I love everything about this animatic. No notes.
Incredible. Top to bottom.
Just praise.
And also, I love the bit there where Poseidon says, I'm your darkest moment, the monster that always draws near. He's not even pretending to have the moral high ground. He's not pretending that all of this is justified. He knows that it isn't. It's not about having the moral high ground.
It's about vengeance.
And it's about teaching him a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, it's just so good. It's just so good. So yeah, again, that was Ruthlessness, music by Jorge and animation by Annie Flama. absolutely fantastic animation. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry that I didn't say more throughout this video, but damn is it fantastic. From top to bottom.
But with that said, thank you all so much for watching. If you got this far, be sure to leave a comment. If you don't comment, you're not real. So thank you very much, but we will see you next time right here on the dark side.
Hey, you stupid ocean, go to hell!